In last lecture, we learn about part structure of assembler. Today, we learn about design of a two-pass assembler. Now, if we consider the design of a two-pass assembler, two passes are there. During the first pass, which tasks are performed, and during the second pass, which tasks are performed. If we are considering the first pass, then the tasks performed are: first one becomes it separate the symbol, mnemonic opcode and operand field. The second task performed is to build the symbol table. Third one becomes perform location counter processing, and last is become to create the intermediate code form, to create the intermediate representation. These four tasks are performed during the first pass. Which are they? The first task becomes it separate the symbol, then mnemonic opcode and operand field. The second becomes build the symbol table. Third, perform the location counter processing, and fourth one to perform or to construct the intermediate representation. And during the second pass is synthesize the target program. Now, first we learn about pass 1 of the assembler. When we are considering the pass 1 of the assembler, as the four tasks are performed during the first pass, so the data structures required are like this. First one becomes OP tab, then symbol tab, literal tab and pull tab. Now, which are these tables? Where these tables are used and why these tables are used? See, here OP tab means your mnemonic table. OP tab means your mnemonic table, and in your mnemonic table, here three fields are there. The first field becomes opcode, second field becomes opcode means your mnemonic opcode, then second becomes class, then third one becomes mnemonic information. Now here the mnemonic opcode means like which mnemonic opcode is there, which class is there, means statement belongs to which class. As there are three kinds of statement in assembly language: imperative statement, declarative statement and assembler directive statement. So here which class is there means that statement belongs to which class is specified here. And third becomes the mnemonic information. Here in mnemonic information, if your statement is imperative statement, then here one pair is stored. Now how this pair is stored? What is the meaning of that pair? Here 04 is represented the mnemonic opcode of this move R. Mnemonic opcode of this move R instruction means here 04, and how much length is required to store that statement, that becomes 1 here. Means in this way the entry of imperative statement is performed in a mnemonic table. Means how the entry is performed here: first field becomes your mnemonic opcode, second becomes class and third one becomes your mnemonic information. Here your mnemonic is used, means if your instruction contains mnemonic, which mnemonic is used there, then which class is there, means statement belongs to which class, imperative, declarative or assembler directive. Now here move R is your imperative statement. Move R is your imperative statement. So here in mnemonic information we include a pair, programmer include a pair 04, 1. 04 means what? It's a mnemonic opcode for move R, and how much length is required, that becomes 1. Means in this way imperative statement entry is done in your OP table, and second one becomes your declarative statement. As two declarative statements are there, declare storage and declare constant. So here DS becomes your declare storage, and here this is your declarative statement, means here DL, and here we are using a routine, means R#7. So why we are using a routine here? Because when the statement is a declarative statement or assembler directive statement, then the translator assembler have to calculate how much memory is required to store that instruction. So for that one, a particular routine is get called by using this routine. Now same here, start. Start is what? Start is your assembler directive statement. So here AD for assembler directive, and here a particular routine is get call, means it will calculate how much address, means how much memory is required to store this instruction. Means in this way, IS for imperative statement, DL for declarative statement, and AD for assembler directive statement is used. And if it is an imperative statement, then here a pair is included in a mnemonic information field, where the first part contains the mnemonic opcode of the instruction and the second part contains the length. And if the statement is assembler directive or declarative statement, here a particular routine address is given, means a particular routine is called there, it calculate the length or to store that particular instruction. Means in this way your OP table is there. The second one becomes the most familiar table as a symbol table. Now symbol table contains 3 fields. Symbol table contains 3 fields. The first one becomes symbol, second becomes address, and third one becomes a length. Means if a particular symbol appear in your program, then that symbol is stored in a symbol field, the location counter value is taken and that value is stored in an address field, and check whether this symbol, now how much length is required to store that one. So this length is given here. Means in this way a symbol entry is done in a symbol table. Third one becomes your literal table. Now in a literal table 2 fields are there, value and address. Means which literals are present in your program, each entry is performed in a literal table. Same here, pool table is there, which contain a single field which contains a literal number. Now here it indicates at which location, at which position, which literal is present. Means in this way the pass 1 of the assembler uses this 4 data structure as OP table, then symbol table, then after that literal table and pool table. Now we learn about the next task, that becomes our intermediate code representation.